the sounds of Becky Hill. Those are the sounds of Becky Hill getting us tuned up, getting us revved up for the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. This is the Fantasy Football KE. This is the Fantasy Footy KE, and I am your host, kama kawaida, Papa Deno, Papa D, Papa Disaster. Welcome to the show, guys. Yeah, what's good? What's popping, my people? Mmekuwa aje? How have you been since we last interacted? It's been a while. It's been the last couple of few days, Manze. We haven't talked to each other, but again, here we are. Yeah. So how have you been, Manze? Mmekuwaje? Hope you guys have had a fantastic Manze last few weeks, Manze. Hope the month has been great to you. Hope the month has been kind to you. Here in the 254, things are popping, things are happening, Manze, and it's good to be back. So first things first, let me give you a brief up of how things have been happening. The men's game has been on an international break, but as you all know, it is when we like to give you a little brief up of how the women's game is going on. There's been a lot of action in the women's department. There's been a lot of action in women's football. We've had a couple of Champions League matches, a couple of domestic league matches, and yeah, as you all know, my Arsenal girls have not been having a good time lately. Things have not been going on well for us as the Gunners. But then again, this is football. It is what it is. I mean, it goes the way it goes. At the end of the day, life happens. And so, anyways, without much further ado, let me just give you everything. Let me unpack everything that has been happening. Yeah. So, anyways, last time we talked, we were talking about the WSL and the Champions League. We were talking about just before the Champions League began. We were talking about the WSL game week, how and basically game week 1 to 3, how things had been popping. And now, the last time that we were talking, the Champions League had not happened. Arsenal had just played out to a 0-0 draw against Everton at the Emirates. A very lackluster, very boring draw. Very. It was one of those games that, for those of you who have been watching Arsenal, it's not a surprise. Yeah, it's not a surprise. Yeah. So I just basically told you how game week 3 had happened, and we were just going to look out, and it was sort of a build up into the Champions League and everything that is going to happen. So, anyways, the Champions League began. The Champions League started out with Lyon, the 8-time champions, hosting Galatasaray. And I did give you an episode about this one, right? I did give you an episode about this one, yeah. So we had just talked about the Champions League game week 1 and everything that had happened in game week 1. Arsenal losing horrendously to Bayern Munich 5-2, Chelsea winning 3-2 against Real Madrid, and Olympique Lyon rinsing out the newcomers Galatasaray with a 3-0 win. I had just basically given you the outlook on how things were looking like, yeah. And of course, who can forget that monumental, successful take after Barcelona were humbled by Manchester City in that 2-0 defeat in Manchester. Yeah, so basically, we had talked about the Champions League and the WSL game, the 3 games of the WSL, and then the game week 1 of the Champions League. Now, let me brief you up on how things have been happening on game week 2, and I want to start off with the Champions League. Sorry, I want to start off with the WSL in order of how things have been happening, in order of how the games have been played out. So, after Arsenal lost out to Bayern Munich, losing 4-2, losing 5-2 in the WSL. So this is what happened in the game week 4 of the champion of the WSL. Yeah. Remember, coming into game week 4, Chelsea had played a few less games. They had played 1 game less than Arsenal, than Manchester City, because remember their game against Manchester United had been postponed because they were taking part in the Champions League. Yeah. So game week 4 in the WSL, Arsenal hosting Chelsea, Manchester City hosting Tottenham Hotspurs at the Leigh Sports Village. Remember, the Arsenal game was being played out on Saturday at the Emirates, yeah. And then Aston Villa hosting Leicester City, as well as Crystal Palace hosting Brighton, and West Ham United traveling to to Walton Park, Walton Hall Park, to face Everton, while Manchester City, going on to Anfield, going on to Anfield to face off with Liverpool. So basically, things were like that in the WSL. And the WSL is just a 12 team competition, with only six games every weekend. So let's start off with how things happened on the Emirates, how things started out at the Emirates. Arsenal playing in against Chelsea, and Chelsea were able to beat Arsenal 2-1, courtesy of goals from Myra Ramirez and Sandy Baltimore, while Caitlin Ford pulled one back for Arsenal as a consolation. Yeah. So Arsenal started out slow in this game. This is a game that I actually did a live blog. We did a live blog for this one, and if you have not yet watched this one, you can check it out on our YouTube pages. You can check it out on our Spotify page. We uploaded the video of the live watch along for this game. Yeah. So as I was telling you about, Arsenal started out this game slow for those of you who are watching, and conceding those early two goals. By the 15th minute, Arsenal were trailing 2-0 to Chelsea, courtesy of a very, very audacious attempt, a very, very good attempt, audacious attempt from Myra Ramirez to hand Chelsea the lead, with Daphne Van Domsla there culpable, for ball watching instead of making sure that the ball was actually out of play. She was ball watching it. They were punished for that one. Yep. While in the second goal, it was a classic. Those classic mistakes whereby, the fullback is not in tandem with their winger. There are a couple of mix-up miscommunication between Beth Mead and Emily Fox. Emily Fox coming in way too inside, to sort of help clear out the chance, and then in her attempt to come out and help the centre backs to clear out the chance, she loses in her marker. Sorry, she loses in the opponent, Sandy Baltimore. And remember Sandy Baltimore, she started this game as a fullback, as a left back. So, but then again, sometimes Chelsea with that back line of Lucy Bronze, Hadisha Buchanan, Millie Bright. It was almost going to be a back three at times, especially when Chelsea had the ball going on forward. Yeah. So in this moment, Lauren James had the ball on the right hand side. She took on a couple of Arsenal players, beating Mariana Caldente there and catching out Leah Williamson before she crossed the ball to an unmarked. Sandy Baltimore was unmarked in the box, and she slotted it for a very, very free header, a very, very easy free header to double Chelsea's lead and give them a 2-0 lead at the Emirates. And the pressure was on Arsenal all of a sudden. Yeah, as I was telling you about, if you have to rewatch, if you have watched the highlights for that game, Arsenal were very poor in defensively in this game, because as you can see from that second goal, Emily Fox nowhere near her player, nowhere near Sandy Baltimore leaving her out, and then Beth Mead, she's not even in tune with Emily Fox, seeing her that she's already come inside. She was not able to go back and cover for her fullback. And this is something that if you have played as a fullback, if you've played as a winger, you always have to cover for your opposite number, especially when you're defending the ball. So that was quite poor from the Arsenal setup. And as you all know, we've been talking about these things. I've been talking about it. Individually, I've been speaking about it. Arsenal lack a defensive shape, and if they have it, it is a very, very poor defensive shape, because it does not elicit, it does not yield anything that is helpful to the team so far, and especially the struggle in the balls over the top, in the balls between the defense, between behind the lines. Yeah. So Arsenal there rightly punished by Chelsea. Chelsea taking a 2-0 lead. Yeah, and they seem to be in control of the game in the first half, because Chelsea really started out well. They controlled the match. They dictated the tempo of play and everything. Yeah. So Arsenal were able to get in back in the match just before, after conceding that goal, they were able to come back, but they were not making the most of their chances, sometimes playing out too much, playing in a couple of passes, a couple of extra touches, just trying to perfect it, to overdo it. And in the 43rd minute, the 42nd minute, so far Arsenal's only dangerous player was Caitlin Ford on the left-hand side of the attack, on Chelsea's right-hand side, facing against Lucy Bronze. Couple of times she was able to beat the five-time Champions League winner, getting the better of her. And in the 42nd minute, she made it count again, beating Lucy Bronze and curling it on the right hand, on the left hand side corner, right hand side of Hannah Hampton's goal, and she was able to pull one back for Arsenal. Yeah, and then in the second half, it was just a classic a classic way of game management. Chelsea seeing out the game, you know. Mm. So Chelsea were able to win 2-1, and for the first time since 2020, Chelsea were able to win a game away at Arsenal. Yeah, this is their first win at the Emirates. Yeah, because Arsenal have only started playing out at the Emirates in the WSL since 2021. Yeah, basically since 2021. So this is the first time that Chelsea have been able to beat Arsenal at the Emirates. Yeah, and it was a 3-for-3 for Chelsea, going back to the top of the league, albeit for only a short time before Manchester City played out on Sunday. Yeah, so Chelsea beating Arsenal there 2-1. And if you look at the start of the match, Arsenal had they had basically, because the second half it was basically Chelsea just managing the game. So Arsenal, it was expected Arsenal to come out guns blazing in the second half. They had 20 shots compared to Chelsea's 11, but Chelsea had the more shots on target. So that tells you about the finishing and the confidence and everything. Basically, out of Arsenal's 20 shots, only 4 were on target. So you can see that is very, very poor. A whole 16 shots were wayward, either off target or blocked. And then out of Chelsea's 11 shots, 6 were on target. So that is pretty not much bad. In fact, they had more shots on target than they had off target. 5. And of course, out of their six shots, mm, 3 were big chances, and from their 3 big chances, only 2 were missed. In the other side of things, Arsenal created 4 big chances, while they missed all of those big chances created. Yeah, including one by Stina Blackstenius deep in the second half, and another one by Alessia Russo. Yeah, in terms of the passing, Chelsea had 286 accurate passes. That is an 81 percentage of their total passes, while Arsenal had 347, again 84%. Basically, Arsenal had the possession, as I was just telling you, but it was an aimless possession. It didn't help them much because they couldn't take advantage of it. Yeah, they committed 10 fouls. Chelsea committed 9 fouls. There were 2 offsides for Chelsea and 3 for Arsenal. Arsenal again had 9 corners, while Chelsea had 3 corners. But then again, as we are seeing the pattern of play here, Arsenal dominating most of the things, but hardly making them count. 9 corners and hardly nothing coming out of it. That is so unlike them. And Arsenal have been poor on set pieces for quite a while since late last season. That is something that we'll talk about on another day. Yeah. So, as I was telling you about, Chelsea won the game 2-1, courtesy of Maya Ramirez scoring in an audacious overhead kick, and then Sandy Baltimore. Yeah. And then on Sunday we had Manchester United taking on Tottenham Hotspurs at the Leigh Sports Village, and Manchester United won in 3-0, courtesy of a brace from new signing Elisabeth Terland. Yeah, Elisabeth Terland there getting on the score sheet to give Manchester United the lead early on. The 44th minute, and then just before the second half, she doubled her lead. And all of those goals by Thailand were assisted by former Spurs player, Celine Bizet. I know this is very, very bad for Spurs. It is very, very bad when a player that you just sold comes back to haunt you. Yeah. So Celine Bizet Ildusoy, the Norwegian international, supplying all the 2 assists for Elisabeth Terland, and the 2 Norwegians combining to give Manchester United an early 2-0 halftime lead. And it was a very, very impressive performance from Manchester United. I mean, it was so good. It was so good. Mhm. I didn't watch the full match, but I watched a couple of bits and highlights from the game, and Manchester United, they were basically controlling the game most of the time. Yeah. Then in the second half, things went from bad to worse for Spurs with Sumanen was withdrawn for Vinberg, and Manchester United, a few minutes later, they extended their lead from the penalty spot through captain Maya Letizia, the skipper there, Maya Letizia, the former Brighton defender, making it 3-0 for Manchester United from the penalty spot. Yeah. Everton picked up a yellow card, and then from there on, it was just game management for Manchester United. Elisabeth Terland coming off for Rachel Williams, and then Lisa Nalsand being substituted for Canadian international Simi Awuju. Simi Awuju. And then Elatud came out for Hinata Miyazawa. Yeah. And Spurs tried to chase on the game, bringing on Leah Gani in the 89th minute, as well as Anna Siski for Martha Thomas in the 70th minute. But at the end of the day, it was a case of too little, too late. Yeah. And as I was telling you about, Spurs kind of dominated the game in terms of possession and shots, but they couldn't make anything out of it. From Manchester United's 12 shots, 8 were on target, which is a very, very good sign. While Spurs, they had the superior number of shots, but very few of them were on target. From 18 shots, seven were on target. So a whole 11 shots were wasted. Yeah. And then Manchester United created 3 big chances, while Spurs created 2 big chances in the match. And Spurs missed all of their big chances, 2 of them, while Manchester United only missed 1 of their big chances. Yeah. In terms of fouls committed, Manchester United committed 11 fouls, while Spurs committed 3 fouls. And in terms of offsides, again, Spurs leading with 2 offsides compared to 1 from Manchester United. Yeah. Again, we are seeing a similar tape in terms of corners. Same case as Arsenal. Spurs had 10 corners compared to Manchester United's 3, but nothing came from the corners. I mean, very, very wasteful from Spurs, and they couldn't take advantage of their domination from the set pieces. Yeah. That was not the only game on Saturday, because on Sunday, because on Sunday it was basically the majority of the WSL games were played out on Sunday. Aston Villa played out to a 0-0 draw against Leicester City. Aston Villa played out to a 0-0 draw against Leicester City, with Leicester City having to thank their goalkeeper Janina Leitzig, the 25-year-old German goalkeeper. She was the player of the match, keeping Leicester City in the match. She pulled in 4 saves, of which 2 of them were inside the box, and she acted as a keeper one time. Sorry, she acted as a sweeper one time, and then she had 2 high claims, 9 recoveries, and 1 punch. So a very, very good, very, very composed performance from Janina Leitzig to keep Leicester City in the match. And it was also quite wasteful from Aston Villa. They could not take advantage of the opportunities. Yeah. So that was how things unfolded out at the that was how things unfolded out at Villa Park. Remember, Aston Villa this season, they are playing all of their WSL games at Villa Park. Yeah, that is a very, very good move from the club, and it is a way forward going on. Yeah. Crystal Palace lost 1-0 against Brighton and Hove Albion at home, courtesy of a Villa Mala goal. The goal was assisted by former Chelsea player, former WSL winner Frank Kirby, in the 35th minute. Yeah, Bruno Villamala, the former Barcelona player, the 22-year-old Spaniard, was in fact also the player of the match, and he was also the accurate. She had the most accurate passes in the game, completing 96% of her passes. 22 passes out of her 23 passes were accurate. Yeah. So Bruno Villamala there handing Brighton and Hove Albion a very, very important goal as they took all the 3 points in South London to win 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Remember, the game was being played out at the VBS Community Stadium. Yeah. And then In the other match, we had Aston Villa. Sorry, not Aston Villa, but West Ham. West Ham traveling into Walton Hall Park, traveling into Merseyside. Yeah, traveling to Merseyside to take on Everton at the Walton Hall Park, and the game ended out at a 1-1 draw, with both sides sharing the points. Yeah. West Ham took the lead early on through Anouk Denton, assisted in by Vivian Asseyi. But Everton were able to come back into the match late on through Camila Say's own goal. An own goal from West Ham there, handing Everton the lifeline. Yeah. So, as you can see, it was an end-to-end game. It was, as I can see from the stats and from the performances, it was a very, very end-to-end game for both sides, with both sides barely just edging it out there. Everton, in terms of possession, they had just a few more extra touches, extra passes other than West Ham. In terms of shots, Everton had 16 shots compared to West Ham's 14. And shots on target, both sides were misfiring, with only 6 shots out of Everton's 16 shots being on target, while 4 shots from West Ham's 14 shots being on target. So both sides, they missed out 10 shots, all of the 10 shots either being blocked or off target. West Ham missed one big chance, while Everton did not create a big chance. Yeah, and then in terms of accuracy of passes, as I've told you, it was there. It was on the edge, because Everton had 369 passes accurate. That is an 84% of their total passes, while not Leicester, West Ham just had 320, which is an 80% representation of their total passes. In terms of fouls committed, it was 15 from both sides, and then Everton had the most offsides in the game. They had 6 offsides compared to West Ham's 0. Yeah. And also they had the most number of set pieces from corners, 6 corners. Yeah. As I was just telling you about, they had the same number of shots of target, with 7 each, and 6 on target for West Ham and 4 on target for Everton. Yeah. So you see, it was sort of an evenly matched game, and it was a game of two halves, because in the first half, it was a total domination from Everton, but in the second half, West Ham did come alive, to sort of get the balance of the mark. So it was played out to a 1-1 draw, and both sides were equally happy to take the point. And then in the Sunday's blockbuster pick of the day match, it was Everton. Sorry, not Everton, but Liverpool, fellow Merseyside side. Liverpool hosting Manchester City, the league leaders for the day, Manchester City at Anfield. And it was a game that was it was a game that was full of it drew opinions. It drew a couple of opinions from both sides. Yeah, so Manchester City winning 2-1 courtesy of a brace from Khadija Banisho, last season's top goal scorer and player of the year. Khadija Banisho scoring in 2 goals, one from a header and another a ferocious hit in the 90 in deep stoppage time, in the additional time, to hand Manchester City all the 3 points. It was quite a difficult game. Yeah. So Olivia Smith, the Canadian international, Liverpool's record new signing coming in from Sporting Lisbon, opened the score sheet in the 41st minute with a well-taken shot to beat Hinata Miyazawa. Sorry, not Hinata Miyazawa. Hinata Miyazawa is Manchester United's midfielder. Yamashita. Yeah, that is the name I was looking for. Olivia Smith beating Yamashita there with a well-taken shot, assisted by Norwegian Sophie Roman Haug. It was a well-taken goal, and I think Olivia Smith injured herself in the process because she was taken out in the second half. So Liverpool took a 1-0 lead at halftime, before Khadija Bani Shaw equalized in the 58th minute, courtesy of a well-taken header. Although I do admit it was a very, very poor goal for Rachel Lewis to concede, because it was not a very, very big head. It was not a ferocious header. That is what I was looking for. It was not a threatening header, but she kind of also was slow to it. The goalkeeper, that is, she was slow to go for it, and because of that, she was punished. Yeah. So Khadija Bani Show leveling the game there from a Lauren Hemp cross, a Lauren Hemp assist to give Manchester City, bring Manchester City back in the match. Yeah. And then the introduction of Mary Fowler in the 77th minute for Auba Fujino sort of made the game a little bit easier for Manchester City. They dominated more, and then in the additional time, remember the game was added 7 minutes, and in additional time, in the second minute of added time, Khadija Bani Show from a Laya Alexandri pass, she was able to give the citizens the lead, making it 2-1 for Manchester City. And remember, Vivian Amidema was not in this match. She was not in the squad altogether. I think she might have been having either a niggle or she was just not available for the match. Yeah. So Khadija Bani showed there in the absence of Vivian Amidema carrying the team, scoring all the 2 goals to hand Manchester City all the 3 points as they headed back home to Manchester with the 3 points and back to the top of the league. Yeah, it was a domination from Manchester City. They dominated the possession very, very much. 76% of the possession. Liverpool only getting 24%. And then in terms of shots, they generated 14 shots, of which only 2 were on target. Again, pretty much wasteful for Manchester City. All of those 12 shots, none of them on target. They created 5 big chances, missing 4 of them. Again, wasteful from Manchester City. Liverpool created only one big chance from 3 shots, and they missed one big chance. That one big chance they created, they missed it. Yeah. So that was basically the tail of the tape. Manchester City also led in terms of fouls committed, with 8 fouls committed compared to Liverpool's 4. And then in terms of offside, Liverpool took 3 offsides while Manchester City had only 1 offside. Yeah. And then corners, Manchester City had 6 corners compared to Liverpool's 3 corners. Yeah. And from those corners, none of them was in. Yeah. So Manchester City, as I was telling you about, they created 14. They had 14 shots, of which 8 were off target, and only 2 were on target, and then they had four blocked shots. So you see, they were pretty much wasteful, pretty very, very, very much wasteful. They had 9 shots inside the box, with only 2 being on target. The header from Khadija Bani Show and the eventual winner. So it was it was one of those days. It was one of those days for Manchester City. But the good thing about it is they were able to come out with the win. Even if you are having a very, very rough day, if you are able to make the most out of it and take off the 3 important points, it's very, very good and it's very, very key. So Manchester City, they are returning to the top of the table with that win against Liverpool in Merseyside. Yeah. So that was how the WSL looked like on game week 4. And from that, from the results of game week 4, Manchester City lead the table with having played 4 games, one more extra than Manchester United and Chelsea, winning 3 and drawing 1. They have 10 points and a goal difference of +4. Chelsea are second with 9 points, having won all 3 of their games, with a superior goal difference of +9. Yeah, and that game in hand. Manchester United are coming in third, with again having won 3 of their 3 games, and also they are yet to concede. Remember, Manchester United is the only team in the WSL who are yet to concede. Yeah. So they've scored 7 goals, so they have a goal difference of +7. Again, a superior goal difference to Manchester City's. Manchester City have scored 7 goals and they have conceded 3. Then coming in 4th place is Brighton. Having played 4 games, they've won 3 and they've drawn 0 and only lost 1. So they've scored 9 goals and they've conceded 3, and they have a goal difference of +6 and 9 points themselves. Yeah. Liverpool come in 5th, with 4 games played, 1 won, 2 drawn, 1 lost. They've scored 6 goals and they've conceded 6 goals. So as you can see, Matt Baird sides, they are culpable there. They are shaky. They are promising, but they are quite shaky. Yeah, so they have a goal difference of 0 from 5 points. And Arsenal coming in 6th, having played 4 games, won 1, lost 1, and drawn twice. So they have 5 points, having scored 4 goals and conceded 4 goals as well. So Arsenal there coming in 6th with 0 points. Sorry, 0 goal difference. Tottenham Hotspurs as well. They coming in 7th place, having won 1 game, drawn 1, and lost 2. They have 4 points. And they've scored 8 goals as well as conceding 8. Yeah, so Arsenal, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspurs so far the only sides in the top half of the table that are conceding a lot of goals, with having a goal difference of 0, all of them. Yeah. In 8th place, we have Crystal Palace, courtesy of their 3 points, having won 1 game, and drawing 0 and losing 3. So they have 3 points and they have a goal difference of -10. They've only scored 2 goals and they've conceded 12 goals, including that 7 goals against Chelsea on match day 2. Yeah. So that is how things are looking at in the first 8 positions. Coming in 9th place is Aston Villa. Remember, they are still yet to win a game. They have 2 draws and 2 losses. And they've conceded 7 goals as well as scoring 4 goals. So they have 2 points and -3 in terms of the goal difference. Yeah. Remember, Leicester, West Ham United, and Everton are yet to win a game as well. So they're joining Aston Villa on the side that are yet to win a game. Leicester City, West Ham, and Aston Villa, all of them share the same stats. All of them, they've lost 2 games and they've drawn 2 games. So all of them, they have 2 points. Yeah, including Aston Villa themselves. So from position 9 to position 12, all of them, they have the same number of points, 2 each. All of them losing 2 games and drawing 2 games. Yeah. The only difference is the goal difference, with West Ham and Everton pulling in massive negative goal differences, -5 there, having only scored 7 goals. Sorry, having only scored 2 goals for West Ham and conceding 7, while Everton have conceded 6 and scored 1 goal. Yeah. So a very, very poor start to the season for the 4 sides. Yeah. So that is how the WSL table is looking like. On game week 4. Remember, the WSL is also resuming in tomorrow on Saturday. Courtesy, we'll be having 1 match on Saturday. Manchester United will be traveling in to the South Coast to face Brighton and Hove Albion. The match will be played in at the Amex Stadium. Remember, it is the main stadium, so the match will be played in at the Amex Stadium with Elisabeth Terland and Maya Leticia returning to face their former sides. While it will be a reunion for Nikita Paris. Remember, she joined in Brighton from Manchester United on the summer. So it will be a reunion for Manchester United and Nikita Paris, while Elisabeth Terland and Maya Leticia will be going back to their old hunting grounds and probably looking to generate a win. Going on into this match, remember, Manchester United are unbeaten. And they have not yet conceded. The 2 sides have played in 12 times. With Manchester United winning 9 times, as well as Brighton pulling in 1 win and 2 draws. Yeah. So last time out, Manchester United demolished Brighton, winning 4-0 at Amex Stadium. So goals from Militana, Nikita Paris, Lucia Garcia, and Lisa Nalson were enough to hand Manchester United the big win. And also on the return leg at Les Sports Village, Paris scored the 2 goals as Manchester United ran out 2-0 winners. So as you can see, Nikita Paris proving very, very vital in last season's triumph of Manchester United against Brighton, with scoring 3 goals in the 2 wins. So let's see how this one will turn about. Brighton's only win against Manchester United has come in the 21-22 season, when Brighton won 0 against Manchester United, courtesy of a Kagman penalty. Yeah. The score sheet, Manchester United have won 4-0 4 times. First time winning 4-0 in 2019. in their debut season in 2019. Mhm. And then the second time winning 4-0 in the return leg of the 22-23 season. Actually, in the 22-23 season, Manchester United were able to win 4-0 in both games, beating Brighton at the Amex as well as the Leigh Sports Village. Mhm. So it's quite a popular scoreline for Manchester United, and who knows, maybe they can be able to repeat it again, considering they've been on fire in the last couple of times, and then again being the last time they faced Brighton, they won 4-0. So keep an eye for that one out. Keep an eye for that one as we head out to the game week 5 in the WSL. Remember, this is the last weekend before the international break in October. So this is the last weekend in the WSL before the international break. Yeah. So on Sunday, we'll be having Manchester City take on Aston Villa at the Joy Stadium. Aston Villa will be traveling to Manchester United, to Manchester, looking to get a win against Manchester City. They've played 10 times, with Manchester City winning 7 and Aston Villa winning 2. And then there was a draw in one of the matches. Yeah. So in the WSL, Manchester City have won the last two, winning 2-1 at Aston Villa. At Villa Park last season, they won 2-1, and then at the Joy Stadium, they won 2-1. And then there was a 1-1 draw in the 22-23 season, as well as a 4-3 win for Aston Villa in the 22-23 season. Remember that season that Aston Villa finished fifth in the WSL. Yeah. So, but other than that, it has been a Manchester City clinical performance, including 7-0 win and a 5-0 win in the 21-22 season for Manchester City. Yeah. So Manchester City will be looking to continue with the impressive start. Remember, they've just won in the Champions League, winning their second match against SK Polten 3-2. So they'll be looking to carry the momentum when they host Aston Villa. But then again, this is the WSL. Anyone can beat anyone. So don't be surprised when something happens out of the extraordinary. Yeah. Liverpool, in the meantime, they will be hosting Crystal Palace at the St. Helena Stadium, St. Helena Stadiums in Merseyside. They will be hosting Crystal Palace, and in their head-to-head, this is the first time that Liverpool are playing against Crystal Palace. So the two sides have not yet met before. So we are very, very curious to see how this one is going to turn out around. But Liverpool, remember, they are fifth in the WSL. Liverpool are fifth, while Crystal Palace are lacking in eighth. Yeah. So let's see how this one is going to turn out around. Remember, Crystal Palace are yet to get they have only won once, while Liverpool have also won one and drawn twice. Yeah. So that is what is going to be on Sunday. Crystal Palace visiting Liverpool at the St. Helens Stadium. Yeah. Then Leicester City will be hosting Everton at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City will be taking on Everton at the King's Power Stadium. The two sides have played in 8 times. Everton winning 4 of the matches, while Leicester City winning 3, and there was one draw between those two sides. The last time these two sides met, Leicester City ran out 1-0 winners, winning in at Everton at the Walton Hall Park, while in the return leg, Leicester City also won 1-0 at the King Power Stadium to beat them both home and away in that season. Yeah. And then in the League Cup Group B, Leicester City thrashed Everton 5-1 in last season's County Cup, aka the League Cup. Yeah. So it is a pretty much even side. We see Everton getting 4 wins, while Leicester City have 3 wins, and then there was that one draw. So it's a pretty much even affair, and hoping that it's going to be an entertaining match, because at the end of the day, it's going to be very, very exciting. Yeah. Then on Sunday, we'll be having West Ham United hosting Arsenal at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. Chigwell Construction Stadium in Dagenham, in the Essex. So, looking at this game in the head-to-head, they've played in 12 times, with Arsenal winning 10 times, while West Ham United have won 1 time. And that one time and the other match is a draw. And there was a 0-0 draw in the 22-23 season when Arsenal were traveling to West Ham United. Yeah. Last time out, this one win for West Ham came out in last season when they beat Arsenal 2-1, courtesy of Sissoko goal and an Asei goal, granting the East Londoners a big win against Arsenal for the first time in their history in all competitions. It was the first time that they were able to beat Arsenal. Yeah, so as you can see, Arsenal have been struggling on their travels to West Ham. It has been one of those days. It's one of those games that Arsenal have been in recent years. Arsenal have been struggling. As I tell you, as I was telling you about their aforementioned 0-0 draw in the 22-23 season, and then in the 23-24 season that 2-1 loss. Yeah, being the only blights in Arsenal's record against West Ham. So let's see how this one turns about. Remember, Arsenal have just not sacked. Manager Jonas Eideval resigned on Tuesday. Remember, we posted it on our social media. We told you about Jonas' resignation just before the Champions League game against Vålerenga, the Norwegian side. So, Arsenal going on into this game, they will be managed by the assistant manager, the Dutch woman, Renée Slegers, and she led them to a 4-1 win in the Champions League against Vålerenga. So let's see how she fares about against West Ham, a team that in the recent times has been a headache to Arsenal. Yeah. And then in the last match of the weekend, we'll be having Chelsea. Chelsea will be hosting Tottenham Hotspurs at the Kings Meadow Park, Kings Meadow Stadium, Kingston upon Thames. Yeah, Chelsea looking to make it Chelsea looking to make it 11 wins against Tottenham Hotspurs. Remember, they've played 10 times and Chelsea have won all of those 10 games. No draws, no wins for Tottenham Hotspurs. Tottenham has been losing against Chelsea for the past 10 games. Although the margins have been slightly dropping from 22-23, in the 22-23 season, the margins of their loss kind of dropped because in the second leg of that season, Chelsea were able to win in 3-2, courtesy of goals from Carter, Lauren James, and Guro Reiten. And then last season, our 23-24 season, Chelsea were able to win both games, winning 2-1 at home, courtesy of Lauren James again, Naya and Maya Fischel. And then again, they won 1-0 courtesy of Micah Hamano. So Chelsea have been dominating Spurs, although the margins have been slightly dropping, but Spurs have not been able to get any single point against Chelsea. So going on into this game with the form that Chelsea are in, probably Chelsea are going to extend their winning margin against Spurs. But then again, let's see how it fares about, because this is the WSL. Anyone can beat anyone, but Chelsea are the favorites to win this game and extend their lead to the top of the table. So making it 4 out of 4. Yeah. So that is how the game week 5 fixture is looking out in the WSL. That is how things are looking out, and that is how things basically look like in the WSL. So far, Manchester City, as I've just told you, they lead the WSL table courtesy of playing that one extra game. And let's see how things turn out. Let's see how things go on about. In the meantime, I want to bring you a little bit up to speed with how the individual stats are looking out for players in the WSL. So far, the top scorer is Khadija Banisho with 3 goals. Top scorer Khadija Banisho with 3 goals, as well as Kiko Seike coming in with 3 goals. Remember, she scored a hat-trick on game week 1, scoring those 3 goals as Brighton hammered Everton 4-0. Yeah, and then Rachel Daly also has 3 goals. So it's a joint top in the first spot. But Daly has 1 goal from the penalty spot, so it kinda doesn't help with her. Yeah. So Elisabeth Terland comes in second with 2 goals, joined in by Frida Manham and Grace Clinton and Guro Reiten, Olivia Smith, Annabelle Blanchard, and Marisa Hobinger and Frank Kirby. Yeah, Frank Kirby has scored all the 2 goals from the penalty. Hobinger has scored 1 goal from the penalty. Blanchard has scored 1 goal from the penalty. While Manham, Clinton, Brighton, and Smith have scored all of their 2 goals, as well as Elisabeth Terland on open play. Yeah. Then Beaver Jones, Adriana Leon, Anouk Denton, Beth Mead, Bethany England, Bruna Villamala, Caitlin Ford, Katrina Macario, Claire Hunt, Anela Capox, Bruce Spence, Gise Ferreira, Haley Russell, Jessica Naz, Jessica Park, Writing Kanye Wright, Vivian Amidema, all of them have scored 1 goal, as well as the likes of Michelle Adjeman, Natalie Bion, all of them, they have scored 1 goal. So still early on, but those are your stats for the top scorers. And then in terms of the assists, we have Celine Bizet. Celine Bizet has 2 assists, as well as Myra Ramirez, Poppy Pattinson, Sophie Roman Haug. All of them, they have scored. They have 2 assists so far in the WSL. They are joint top. Yeah. Then Alessia Russo, Amanda Nilden, Amber Tisiak, Ashley Neville, Bethany England, Catalina Macario, Emily Fox, Evelina Sumanen, Frank Kirby, Elena Yankovic, all of them, they have 1 assist, as well as Khadija Bani Shaw, Lauren James, Lauren Hem, and Billy Turner, Nikita Paris, Tina Blackstenius, Viviana Say, all of them, and Week Captain, they have 1 assist. So remember, it is still only the after 4 game weeks, so it's still very early to tell. In terms of the G&A, we have Rachel Daly and Khadija Banisho with 4 each, as well as Frank Kirby, Kiko Seikem, Hobinger, Ramirez there, Sophie Haug with 3 each. And then England, Macario, Idusoi, Talan, Sumanen, Manam, all of them, they have 2 in terms of the goal and assists. Yeah. So that is how things are looking like. Anyways, in terms of the player ratings, so far Grace Clinton is one of the better rated players. I'll just only read you the top 5. Grace Clinton has a fourth mob rating of 8.2, Maya Leticia 8.16, Lauren Hebb 8.06, and Millie Bright 7.99. Yeah, so that in terms of the ratings, yeah. The stats are looking good. Shots per 90, shots on target per 90, we have Adriana Leon from Aston Villa, averaging around three shots on target per 90. And then Aggie Beaver Jones comes in the second with 2.6 shots per 90, although she has a good conversion rate of 57.1%. Yeah. Olga Atinen comes in fourth with 2.3% with a better conversion rate of 75%. Yeah. And then we have Elisabeth Terland also with two shots on target per 90. Frida Manham comes in seventh with 1.8 per 90, and as well as Martha Thomas on 1.7, Viviana Midema on 1.8. Yeah. So that is how things are looking like in terms of the shots on target per 90. And then on the overall shots per 90, Adriana Leon again leads the bunch with 5.9 shots per 90, but only converting 16.7 of her shots. Yeah. Sina Blackstenius has an average of 4.7 shots per 90 with a 0.0% shot conversion. So as you can see, she has been very, very poor in terms of shot conversion. Yeah. Viviana Midema has a average of 5 shots per game, but her conversion rate is 9.1%. Aggie Beaver Jones with 4.5, tied in with Khadija Banishaw, with the Jamaican just edging out the young England international on the shots conversion rate, averaging 21.4%, while Aggie Beaver Jones coming out with 14.3% shot conversion. Yeah, Frida Manham in the meantime has an average of 4 shots per game with 18.2% conversion, while Lauren James tied on the same number of shots but has a slightly lower conversion rate of 14.3%. Yeah, so that is how things are looking at. Alessia Russo is languishing in 16th with 3 shots per 90 with a shot conversion rate of 0.0%. As you can see, the Arsenal strikers have been very poor in terms of clinicality in terms of dispatching their shots. Yeah. So in terms of the games played, big chances created, we have Katie McCabe creating 5 big chances, and she's yet to register an assist. So that tells you a lot about the Arsenal attack. Yeah. Five, five big chances created by Katie McCabe, yet she doesn't have an assist. In the second place, we have Drew Spence from Tottenham Hotspurs creating 3 big chances, and again, zero, 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 zero assists from the game. Yeah, Poppy Pattinson has created two chances, 2 big chances, and she has 2 assists from the game. Emily Fox has created 2 chances and she has 1 assist. Khadija Bani showed 2 chances created, big chances, as well as 1 assist. Mary Fowler, 2 big chances created, 1 assist. While Celine Bizet Idusi has created 1 chance and then she has 2 assists in the game. Yeah. Alessia Russo has created 1 big chance and she has 1 assist in the game. Yeah. The same case for Bethany England, Catalina Macario, and Evelyn Sumanen, as well as Frank Kirby and Kaskarin Kasparai, Lai Alexandri. The same goes for all of them. Yeah. 1 shot created, 1 big chances created, and 1 assist. Yeah. So that is how things have been looking at in the WSL. In terms of big chances missed, we have Martha Thomas from Tottenham Hotspurs. She has missed 4 big chances. Elisabeth Terland has missed 3 big chances as well, while Lauren Hemp has missed 3 big chances. Arsenal duo of Stina Blackstenius and Alessia Russo, they have missed 3 big chances themselves. Yeah, as I was telling you about Arsenal and their poor finishing. So they have to factor in a lot of that. Yeah. And then we have Rosa Kafaji missing in 2 big chances in tandem as well with Khadija Banisho, Olivia Smith, Bethany England, and Ruta Rantala, all of them missing 2 big chances. Yeah. And then Beth Mead, Aggie Beaver Jones, Jessica Park, Lauren James, Jessica Naz, Pauline Bremer, and Kiko Seike have all missed 1 big chance among themselves. Yeah. Yeah. So that is basically how it's looking like. And as I give you as we wrap it up, I want to mention that I know it's early days, but remember the WSL is a very short season. It's a very short season competition. It's only 4 games. Hmm. It's only 4 games. I mean, it's a 22 game season, so it might look like it's early. We are going on into game 5, so that leaves only 17 games to be played. And after this game, there will be an international break. So teams have to get on really serious and get on into the match if they want to have chances as well. Because at some point, it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad if teams don't don't they don't handle the business. Yeah. So I know it's early on. It's only game week 5. We are going on to game week 5, but remember the WSL is a very short season. So the team that they will be able to take an early advantage into the game, into the season, they are going to be beneficial. They are going to benefit from everything that is going to be happening. So I mean, as much as it's a short season, teams have to be very, very proactive because things can go haywire in a very short time. Yeah, that's basically what I mean. Things can go haywire in a very, very short time. So again, teams have to be very, very cautious. Yeah, have to be very cautious and have to be very, very clinical. Yeah, as it looks like already, Arsenal looking very, very far away off the mark. I don't know if it's game over for them. In terms of the league, it looks like they're already out of contention. But a miracle happening, but something else happening, and seeing a collapse from Chelsea, Manchester City, and Manchester United, it's going to be slightly. They are already off things. Yeah. So, anyways, let's see how things unfold in the other matches, for the rest of the season. But so far, Manchester City looking very, very strong title contenders. Again, Chelsea, I mean, They're looking out to defend their title once more. Mm. And then Manchester United, so far they're yet to concede. They're also unbeaten. So if people don't take them seriously, Manchester United are going to run away with this one. Yeah. Especially let's see how they perform in the big games. Let's see how they fare off against Manchester City and Chelsea and Arsenal. Yeah. Because those are the main threats for them, especially the two true sides that are now on top, Manchester City and Chelsea. Let's see, let's see if they are going to, if they can be able to get on points against those two sides. Manchester United will be contenders for the league. Yeah, at the moment they are. I'll give them a dark horse. I'll give them an outside chance as dark horses. And if they can be able to get those points in the games that I was telling you about, those big games against Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester City, especially the two sides, then definitely they are going to be the league contenders. Yeah. Again, as I was just telling you about, for me, I feel like Arsenal, they don't have a chance in the league now. But a collapse from Manchester City and Chelsea, I don't see much of a much of a challenge from them in terms of the league. The chance now has to be in the league. Yeah. So that said, I mean the chance has to be coming off in the cups. So that said, let's take a little breather. Let's go on and look at the Champions League. Yeah, I know I did promise you about the Champions League. I'm going to be brief because I don't want it to be too long. I'm going to be a little bit brief and give you how the fixtures of the Champions League has been happening. Tell you about game week 2. In the game week 2 of the Champions League, remember the matches were played out on Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, 16th of October, just this week, Juventus lost 2-0 to Bayern Munich. Juventus lost 2-0 to Bayern Munich, courtesy of goals from Linda Dahlmann, and Vanille Harder scoring her fourth of the tournament after her hat trick against Arsenal on match day 1 to send Bayern Munich on top of the table with 6 points and a goal difference of +5. Yeah. Arsenal are second in the group after bouncing back from match day 1 defeat to Bayern, beating Valeranga 4-1, courtesy of goals from. Sorry, something. I'm just feeling like something has beaten me. Winning 4-1 courtesy of goals from Emily Fox, a first goal for the American international for Arsenal, and her first goal in the Champions League. Yeah, it was a first. It was a first of many for her. First for Arsenal, first in the Champions League. And then Caitlin Ford continuing her impressive form, scoring back-to-back at the Emirates after her goal against Chelsea. And then Mariona Caldente again scoring back-to-back in the Champions League after scoring in against Bayern Munich. Yeah. And then a first goal of the season for England international striker Alessia Russo. Yeah, so Arsenal getting a very important 4-1 win, a confidence boosting match for them as they go on into the WSL. Yeah, so they are second in the table, second in their group in Group C. Second in Group C there with 3 points and a goal difference of 0. Yeah, Juventus are third after losing to Bayern Munich 2-0. Yeah, they are third with 3 points as well and a goal difference of -1. Remember, they won their first game against Valerenga 1-0 courtesy of Cantore goal. Yeah, so a lot to play for in game 3 in Group C. While Valerenga are last with 0 points and a goal difference of -4. So the next match coming up in Group C will be Bayern Munich versus Valerenga. The match will be played in at home. I believe the match is going to be played in at home. If I'm not wrong, yeah, they're going to be hosting Valerenga on November, the 12th of November in the next round of matches. Yeah. So, and Arsenal will be traveling in to Juventus at the Allianz Arena. They'll be traveling. Sorry, not at the Allianz Arena. They'll be playing in at Stadio A La Mora. They'll be playing in the Stadio El Amora. Remember this season, Juventus and Bayern are not playing in at the main stadiums of the clubs. So I don't know if it is a logistical issue or anything else, but that is just what we have from our sources. Yeah. So Arsenal bouncing back from that defeat on match day one to win 4-1 against Valerenga and go in second in the group, courtesy of a superior goal defense. Although it is hardly superior because they just made sure that the goal difference is not negative. Yeah. Then in Group A, Manchester City won 3-2 away from home in Vienna, beating SKN St. Pölten 2-3, courtesy of goals from Alana Kennedy, Auba Fugino, and Mary Fowler. Alana Kennedy and Auba Fugino getting their first goals for Manchester City and their first goals in the Champions League, with a very beautiful, ferocious shot from Alana Kennedy to give Manchester City the league. Yeah. Mary Fowler scored in the third and the winner to grab all the points after Brantala and Dubkova had surprised Manchester City coming back into the match. Yeah. So Alana Kennedy's goal was assisted by Fugino, while Fugino's goal was assisted by Chloe Kelly, and Lauren Hen assisted Mary Fowler for the third one through a corner. Yeah. So Manchester City 2-2 in the Champions League there, top of their table, courtesy of 6 points and a goal difference of +3. Yeah. Barcelona were 9-0 winners against Hammarby IF, the Swedish champions, with Caroline Graham Hansen scoring a brace in the 10th and the 75th minute, Claudia Pina scoring a brace also in the 24th and the 58th minute, and then there were seven goal scorers in the day, 7 goal scorers in the match, with a brace from Claudia Pina and Caroline Graham Hansen, and Puteas getting on the score sheet as well. Mapi Leon, Ewa Pajot, Esme Brutes, and Rolfo. Remember, it was the first goal in the Champions League for Esme Brutes, the young Dutch international. Yeah. So it was a very important win for Barcelona. And I mean, people might complain that it is a weak team and farmers or something, but then again, if you can't handle your business, you have no right being in the Champions League. So Barcelona are doing very good job to handle their business, thrashing Hammarby IF, beating them 9-0 to go second in the table, and a good goal difference, +7 to counteract the 2 goals that they conceded against Manchester City on match day one. Yeah. Hammarby AF are third in the standings after that loss. Remember, they beat St. Pölten 2-0 on match day one, so they have 3 points tied with Barcelona. The difference is the goal difference. Barcelona handing them a massive dent on their goal difference. Yeah. So Hammarby coming in third in the group, while SK St. Pölten coming in fourth and last after those 2 losses with 0 points and -3. Yeah. So that is how the way Group A is looking like. Let's go on into Group B and Group D. Yeah, on Thursday in Group B and Group D we had Galatasaray hosting AS Roma, the Italian champions. The Italian champions won 6-1. A massive win for AS Roma to go to cement their status at the top, courtesy of that massive goal differences. Goals scored from Hawa Sissoko, the former West Ham defender. Then we had Giacinti, Valentina Giacinti. Then we had Harvey, Emily Harvey, and then the captain Manuela Giuliano, and then Pandini and Corelli rounding up the score sheet to make it 6. Yeah, there was a consolation goal from Stavskova to pull one back for Galatasaray. Stavskova pulling in one back for Galatasaray, and the Czech Republican has been one of Galatasaray's bright moments. Remember, it is their debut season in the Champions League, so we cannot expect too much from them. Yeah. So Roma there lead the table with 6 points and a goal difference of +6, while Olympique Lyonnais in the other match in that group, Olympique Lyonnais, they beat Wolfsburg, the two-time Champions League winners, lost out to the 8-time Champions League winners, a reminiscent of the earlier 2000 battles, early 2000 battles in Europe, Olympique Lyonnais and Wolfsburg. Goals from Lindsay Horan from the penalty spot and a Wendy Renard goal were enough to hand the 8-time champions a win and all the 3 points away in Wolfsburg. So Wolfsburg there, so far they've lost 2 games, losing. Remember they lost match day 1, losing 1-0 against AS Roma, and now they've lost the second match of the group, losing 2-0 against Lyonnais. So in the table there, how things are looking like. Olympique Lyonnais are second in the table, courtesy of 6 points, tied in the same as AS Roma, while they have a goal difference of +5, just one shot shy of Roma. That is going to make a very, very tasty match for game week 3 when Olympique Lyonnais will be hosting AS Roma. Yeah, while Wolfsburg look to bounce back from the 2 defeats from the early on when they host Galatasaray on match day 3. Yeah, I believe match day 3. Yeah, let me be sure for you. Match day 3, Wolfsburg will be traveling to Galatasaray, so that means Roma will be hosting Olympique Lyonnais. Yeah, so they had a slight mix up there. So a very, very good matchup between Olympique Lyonnais and Roma. Let's see who's going to assert their dominance in the group. Yeah. So back in Group B, that was Group D. That was Group D. Group B. Back in Group now in Group D. In Group D, Chelsea there. Chelsea beating FC 20, beating them 3-1, courtesy of goals from Guro Reiten. A Guro Reiten penalty. Micah Hamano was a long range goal from Micah Hamano, and an Aggie Beaver Jones goal, first one in the Champions League for the young English international, was very, very, very important as Chelsea won 3-1. Yeah, Van Dijk. There is a Van Dijk. Nicky Van Dijk. Hold one back as a consolation for the Dutch champions. Yeah. So Chelsea winning 3-1 there to go top of the table. 2 wins out of 2 games. 6 points and a goal difference of +3. Remember, Chelsea have scored 3 goals and conceded 3, so they have a +3. Real Madrid were 4-0 winners against Celtic. Real Madrid bouncing back from their match day 1 defeat to Chelsea, winning 4-0 against Celtic. Goals from Linda Caicedo, penalty, and then Caroline Ware, a long-range goal from Caroline Ware, and then substitute Signe Brun and Caroline Moller Hansen made it 4-0 for Real Madrid as they beat Celtic 4-0 to go second in the table. Yeah. So Real Madrid are second in their table, 3 points from 2 games, and they have a goal difference of +3 as well, conceding 6 goals and scoring 6 goals and conceding 3 goals. Yeah, so they're tied on the goal difference with Chelsea. FC 20 on the other side are third on their group, having won against Celtic on match day 1, winning. How I think they won 2-0, yeah. They won 2-0. They won 2-0. 2-0 against Celtic on match day 1. And then they lost 3-1 on match day 2 against Chelsea. So that is how the Champions League is looking like. That is how the Women's Champions League is looking like. So Celtic, the Scottish side, are last on their group. Remember, it is their first time also in the group stage of Champions League. And let's see how they fare about. Yeah, I was just looking there to check up on a little update. So that is how match day 2 has looked like in the Champions League. And so far, the top scorers in the division, we have Pernille Harder with 4 goals. Then we have Caroline Graham Hansen with 2 goals. We have Claudia Pina with 2 goals. We have Mariona Caldente with 2 goals. We have Kelly Van Doren for FC20 with 2 goals. And then we have Kadidu Diani with 2 goals, as well as Caicedo, Guro Reiten, and Manuela Giuliano. Yeah. So, and then we have in the third spot, we have Agi Beaver Jones, Alana Kennedy, Alessia Russo, Alba Redondo, Puteas, Caitlin Ford, Auba Fugino, Emily Fox, and then Vigos Dotia, Hawa Sissoko, Laya Codinia, Khadija Bani Shaw, Dalman, all of them pulling up with 1 goal. Myra Ramirez as well with 1 goal, Naomi Leisel, then Nuskiren, and then Sydney Lohman, all of them pulling up with 1 goal. Yeah. In terms of the assists, we have Katie McCabe with 2 assists, tied on top with Johanna Writing Kaneride, Aitana Bonmati, Clara Bull, Manuela Giuliano, Patricia Guiharo, Tabitha Chavinga. All of them, they have 2 assists so far from 2 games in the Champions League. Then on the second, we have Alessia Russo, Amil Madri, Auba Fujino. Then we have Caroline Graham Hansen. We have Chloe Kelly. We have Mario Navarro, Eva Pajos, Georgia Stanwyck, Julia Gwynn, Lauren Ham, Linda Caicedo, Mariana Caldente, we have Stina Blackstenia, Senior Brun, and Wike Captain, all of them pulling up with 1 assist. Yeah, so it's early days, yeah, but so far people, yeah, we can see the people who are performing. Yeah, in terms of the goals and assists, the G and A, we have Manuela Giuliano and Penil Hada with 4 goals from, with 4 G&A. Yeah. Then we have Linda Caicedo, Mariana Caldente, Graham Hansen coming up with 2 G&A. 3 G&A. Then we have Aitana Bonmati tied in with Alessia Russo, Bafugino, Claudia Pina, Ewa Pajot, Guro Writing Kaneride, Katie McCabe, Naomi Leisel, Patricia Guiharo, and Sydney Lohman, all of them coming up with 2 G&A. So early days, as I've just told you. Then goals per 90, that is the clinicality. Here we are looking at the clinicality. Panila Hada averages an average of 2.05 goals per 90. Have scored 4 goals in 2 games. Then you have Claudia Pina, 2 goals in 2 games with an average of 1.96. Then you have Linda Caicedo with 2 goals in 2 games, an average of 1.54. Mariana Caldante also has 2 goals in 2 games with an average of 1 goal a game. So does Caroline Graham Hansen with 2 goals in 2 games, as well as Kaylee Van Doren with 2 goals in 2 games, and Candido Diani. Yeah. So that is how things are looking at in terms of effectiveness there. Then in terms of player rating, Auba Fujino, she's so far the most highly rated player in the Champions League with an average rating of 9.17. She has played in 2 matches, being player of the match in one of them, and she has a goal and an assist in those 2 matches. Yeah. Panila Hada comes in second with a rating of 9.04, and then Naomi Leisel is a rating of 8.79, thanks to her goal and assist in that Barcelona game. Yeah. And then those are the top 5 players. And then shots per 90, we are seeing shots on target per 90. Let's go to the shots on target per 90. Alba Redondo is averaging 4 shots on target per 90. Then she's closely followed by Alessia Russo with 3.9 shots per 90, tied in with Claudia Pina on 3.9 shots per 90. Although the England international edges out the Spanish with a higher shots conversion rate of 83.3% as compared to Pina's 66.7%. But then again, remember, Claudia Pina is a midfielder. She's not a forward. She's not a striker. Yeah, as compared to the other 3 in that list. Yeah. So Kadidu Diani also is tied in on 3.9 with a shot conversion rate of 63.6%, while Linda Caicedo comes in fourth with 3.1 before Ewa Pajot rounds up the scoring, tied in with Melchi Dubonnet with 3.0%. Yeah. In terms of notable mention, we have Frida Manam on 2.8%. She has a high shot conversion rate of 100%. So that is how things are looking out on the shots on target per 90. Yeah. And then the total shots per 90, we have Emily Harvey of Roma with 6.7 shots per 90, although she has a poor conversion rate of 10%. Then Kadidu Diani and Linda Caicedo come in second and third, with 6.1 from Diani and 6.2 from from Linda Caicedo. Claudia Pina is fourth again. A very good impressive performance from the midfielder with a 5.9 average shots per 90. Then Manuela Giuliano and Alba Redondo are tied on 5.4%. Penila Hada has a shot conversion rate of 5.1%, while Lindsay Horan has a shot conversion of 5.0%. Yeah, with Alessia Russo just tied in with Viviana Endeman on 4.7%. So that is basically how the individual performances are looking like in the Champions League for the side so far. In terms of big chances created, we have Melchidu Monet of Lyon. He has created five chances, five big chances, and she has one assist. So as you can see, Lyon have not been clinical in terms of converting those big chances created by the Haitian international. Then Katie McCabe comes in second with three big chances created. She has two assists for herself in that one. So Arsenal are quite a bit clinical in terms of the big chances. Manuela Giuliano comes in third with two chances, tied in with Patricia Guiharo and Caroline Graham Hansen on two big chances created apiece. Yeah, Guiharo has 100% in terms of chances created and assists because she has two assists, and so does Manuela Giuliano. Chloe Kelly has also created two big chances, as well as Lauren Hemp, Mariona Caldente, Julie Blackstad, and Julia Green. But Caldente, Hemp, and Maria Guin and Kelly, all of them, they just boast for one assist. So far it's looking like it's okay. It's okay. And then Alessia Russo has created one big chance and she has an assist to her name, as well as Tabitha Chawinga and Auba Fujino and Asato Miyagawa. Yeah. So that is how things are looking out in terms of individual performances for the players. Yeah. In terms of big chances missed, we have Tabitha Chawinga missing three big chances, as well as Katinka Tandberg missing two big chances. Kadidu Diani as well has missed two big chances, and so has Ewa Pajot and Pilgrim and Daniel Van de Dong, and as well as Wangaheim from Hammarby IF. Yeah. So that is how things are looking like. That is how things are looking like in the player stats in terms of the player performances in the game. Yeah. So into how are we looking at in the goalkeeping department? The clean sheets. Christian Endler has two clean sheets, courtesy of their two wins, with Lyon keeping the clean sheets in both of their wins. Yeah. And then Ayaka Yamashita, the Manchester City goalkeeper, the 29-year-old, has one clean sheet, as well as Camela Caesar from AS Roma and Catalina Cole from Barcelona and Marla Gross from Bayern Munich. Yeah. So that is how things are looking like in the goalkeeping department. So Champions League, after two games, things are looking like that. And so far, you can tell that the big sides are roaring. And then we've had a little bit of the surprises there. So far, Chelsea, Lyon, Bayern Munich looking very, very strong. And then Arsenal and Barcelona bouncing back from their defeats earlier on. Let's see so far how things are going to unfold and how things are going to work out. So that has been your women's football outlook, the WSL and the UEFA Women's Champions League outlook. I mean, I look forward to seeing out the next games. Remember, this time, as I told you in the earlier part of the show, this is going to be the last game played out before the international break in October. So far, the international squads have been dropped out by the national team managers. Let's see how the next 2 weeks are going to fare about, and let's hope that none of our players are going to come back with an injury. In the meantime, remember Arsenal are without manager Jonas Eideval, who resigned following the last two poor performances, following their performances, including those last two losses, those two back-to-back losses, 5-2 to Bayern Munich and 2-1 to Chelsea. So Jonas Eideval there, Arsenal are looking to get in another manager. In the meantime, interim manager Renee's Legas has been taking on charge, and she took charge of Arsenal in their 4-1 win against Baleranga. So she'll also be on the dugout as they face West Ham United at the Dagenham, at the Chigwell Construction Stadium in Dagenham. So Arsenal, so far, the managerial search continues. Anyways, it has been a good start for Chelsea and Sonia Bompasta, 3 out of 3 in the WSL, 2 out of 2 in the Champions League. So far, very, very good intentions from them, as well also good starts for Manchester City. 3 out of 4 in the WSL, and then winning 2 of their 2 games in the Champions League and leading Barcelona in the Champions League. So that's a very, very key impressive feat. The games to look out for in the next round of the Champions League will be seeing AS Roma take on Olympique Lyonnais, Arsenal take on Juventus away from home, and then we'll be on the lookout as well for that game, that big game as Bayern Munich look to cement their status. So, anyways, this has been the Women's Football Show, and let's see you in the next one. Adios, my people. I hope you guys have been having a fantastic weekend and week. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll definitely see you in the next one. Yeah. Before we leave, I would like to leave you with a quote as usual. Don't play yourself, protect your tools. Eh? You hear me, my people? Msijicheze at all. Don't play yourself, protect your tool. And as usual, it has been real, it has been exciting, it has been fantastic, it has been fantastic. It has been the fantasy for TKE. Anyways, adios, my people. Adios, muchachos. And to leave you in the show, I'd like to leave you with one of the great hits from Alan Walker. A very, very fantastic one. So, anyways, my people, adios. Have a great night out. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you in the next one. It's all about having a good time. So, welcome your weekend. Enjoy this one from Alan Walker Dash Berlin, eh? aka Bronson. So, as you said, it's all about having a good time. And let me leave you with this one from Alan Walker Dash Berlin, Venture with Alone Part 3.